been discussing point of view in Ms. Roundtree's class for a couple of days this week, and that's what our little lesson is going to be about. Can anyone raise their hand and tell me what you remember about point of view?
First person is like told by you what happened, like when you're like you lived it.
Like you lived it? Okay. Can someone tell me what third point is? Miss Bradley.
This one is saying it about the person, not the person talking about themselves, but someone else talking about what's going on.
Do you know what that person is called?
A narrator.
A narrator, that's right. Okay, well, today we're going to be doing a little activity just to get us a little warmed up before we do our readings. Ms. Rivera is going to pass around some books. We're going to get into 2 groups. And what
You guys work together here at this table, and you 3 work together.
And what we're going to do is you're going to look through these books really quickly and just try to determine which book is from first person point of view and which book is from third person point of view.
Okay. And work together. We're going to have about a minute. We're going to have about a minute. Just flip through the pages, use what you know, and then we're going to ask you which book is written from which perspective or which point of view. So take about a minute. If your group thinks they know the answer, or if you're done, go ahead and put a thumbs up. Okay, thank you, group 2. I'm going to give our other friends a little bit more time.
I see 1 thumbs up out of group 1. Do you think you know? I think.
So we'll let group 2 go ahead and start. Group 2, what is your verdict? Which book is what?
Bear Snores On is third person.
Okay, why do you think that is?
Because at the beginning it said like in a cave in the woods in his deep a dark lair through the long cold winter slips a great brown man, and the bear's not good at talking.
Mm-hmm. Right. Good. And then the second book would be what?
I think the second book is first person view because it uses words like I, me.
Yeah, perfect. I like that Samantha is paying attention to the language. That is very helpful when we're reading our stories to help us figure out that. All right, group 1. Logan?
I think Nancy is first person because she's using like she's talking in the book and she's using I and me.
Nice. And ladies, the second book?
The narrator, I like how you use that language.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, if somebody, actually, I'll just gonna put these away. We're gonna move on to our next activity, which is just reading the stories. I'm gonna read one. We're gonna kind of pause and talk about it a little bit. Miss Phillips is going to read the other one. We're not letting you guys read just for the purpose of time. And then we'll have some discussion about both of them, and after the discussion's over, then we're going to worry about our worksheet and writing stuff down, because we don't want to be distracted while we're reading. So, everybody has their story. No? Oh, we have an extra one. So start with the side that says Eagles win the All-Star Championship. Please try to follow along. If you are going to use your finger, that's great. If you don't need to be pointing, that's fine. Just try to follow along, all right? So I'm going to start. Everybody on the side? Perfect. All right. We were playing in the All-Star Championship. Our team had been working toward this game for months. We won our district's conference title, and then we won the state championship. 5 of our team members were chosen as All-Stars. This game had been close from the beginning. Our coach had called a timeout with 2 minutes left in the game. I looked at the scoreboard as I made my way over to the bench. We were behind 86 to 84. I grabbed a water bottle and listened to Coach Destin. He wanted us to win, and a 3-pointer would be needed to do it. I finished my drink of water and got back on the court as the buzzer sounded, telling everyone that the timeout was over. What we had to do was simple enough. Get the ball away from the Warriors who had possession, go down the court, and make our shot. However, this was harder than it sounded, because the other team's defense was very good. They had intercepted a lot of our passes. The player guarding me was taller, bigger, and stronger than I was. This was going to be tough. I wasn't able to gain much ground. I passed the ball to Jordan. 2 Warrior players were immediately on him. Jordan passed it back to me. The crowd began to count. 10, 9, 8. I was in the best position to take the shot, but I was still far away. If I did make this goal, I knew it would be the 3-pointer we needed to win. Could I do it? I had to try. I took the shot. The ball seemed to move in slow motion. It rolled around the rim before it finally swished through the net. The buzzer went off, ending the game. Our team had just won the All-Star Championship game. The crowd was clapping and screaming. I looked at the scoreboard. It read 87 to 86. My teammates and I got in a big circle and started jumping around, giving each other high fives and screaming, "We did it! We did it!" What are some things you guys are noticing already about this story? Logan?
That this is first person because he's using I and we.
Mm-hmm.
And it's using like how they were playing in it and what was going wrong.
Nice. Thank you for sharing that, Logan. Let's go ahead and move on to the second story, and we'll see. Then we'll talk about all of this together.
Okay, yes, if y'all could flip your pages over to the next page, the All-Star Basketball Championship. I'm going to read it. I apologize, my voice is a little hoarse. I'll do the best that I can. The coach of the Eagles has called a timeout. The announcer said, "This game has been close from the beginning, and now with just a couple of minutes left in the 4th quarter, it is almost over." The score is Warriors 86, Eagles 84. The Warriors have possession of the ball, but it's still anybody's game. Ladies and gentlemen, no matter what the final scoreboard says today, I hope everyone knows that each of these teams and each of these players is a winner. To get here, both teams had to win their district conference titles. Then they each had to win a game against another conference title team from a district. Today we watched these 2 teams battle from the lead back and forth. It's been a great game. Now, there's the buzzer. With 2 minutes left to play, let's see who will go home with the winner's trophy. Casey Jones intercepted a pass. The Eagles have the ball. Casey's crouching low as he dribbles, protecting the ball as he moves a little down the court. Now he's passing the ball to teammate Jordan Sims. Look out. The Warriors' Sam Owens tried to steal, but was unsuccessful. Jordan passes the ball down back to Casey. Again, the Warriors' defense is strong. 2 Warriors players attempt to grab the ball, but Casey Jones holds on to it. Only a few seconds left on the clock. The Eagles are in possession of the ball, but they are still down for the count. They need to make a 3-pointer to win. The crowd begins to count down. 10, 9, 8. Casey Jones takes the last shot. He bends his knees, jumping up and arcing the ball over the head of the Warriors guard. The ball reaches the hoop, rolls around the rim, and finally falls through the net. The Eagles score a 3-pointer. The buzzer sounds. The crowd goes wild. The Eagles make a circle and jump up and down, giving each other high fives. The Eagles win the game 87 to 86. All right, so what are some things that we are noticing? I see a lot of bigger hands.
This one is a third person view because there was no I or my or it wasn't talking about like who was living it, the narrator was talking like what was happening.
Good observation. Anybody else? That's what you were going to say?
Bradley, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say in third person.
So, I think Miss Kristen just said it, but who do you guys think the narrator is in this story? The announcer, right? So you know how in most all sports games, there's like a person that's like narrating, like so and so takes the lead, like, you know. What do you guys watch? Football, basketball, boys? Soccer?
baseball.
You like baseball?
All of those games have announcers.
And a lot of the times they're the ones that are telling us, like, so and so took the ball and this, and it gets really exciting.
My grandma.
Yeah. Nice. All right, thank you all for participating. So let's go ahead and move on and discuss the questions. I mean, you guys already said it. If you can remind me again, which story is written first person?
The Eagles win the All-Star Championship.
And then third person?
The All-Star Basketball Championship.
And the one that Miss Rivera read, Eagles win the All-Star Championship. Can you tell me what is the narrator's name? Who's telling the story? Yes, Adam.
Eagles player.
An Eagles player. And can you tell me how you know that?
Because
What makes you think that he's on the Eagles team?
because he was like, it said like he got one of the players passed it to him. On the Eagle player. And when one of the Eagles players passed it to him, and he made a shot.
Okay, so you're right. He is on the Eagles team, but can somebody tell me what his name is?
Nice, Catherine.
Casey, that's right. His name is Casey Jones. And then Miss Rivera's already said it. In the second one, we know that what's it called is telling the story. He's narrating in the second story. The announcer, that's right. But now we're going to get a little bit more into detail for each of the stories. Can y'all kind of tell me how the stories are different and how are they the same? Like, what information in each of the stories is the same?
If you're having trouble, go back and look in your story like Samantha just did.
Yes, Samantha.
They're both about the same thing, just different perspectives.
That's right. And what are they about?
Winning the All-Star basketball game.
You're right. Both of you are right. It is both about basketball. That's right. So whenever a story is told from first person point of view, we kind of get more involved in the story. We get more connected to it because we're feeling the person's emotions,
Like when
how they're living it. That's right. And whenever a story is told from a third person point of view, we can still get connected to the story. We can still be interested, but it's harder to have that emotional connection to the characters because we're just seeing an outside perspective. Isn't that right? It's from there.
I want to extend your thinking real quick before we move on. Why do you guys think it's important for us to learn this? Like, why is it important that some stories are written in first person, some stories are written in third person? You don't have to know the right answer to this. I just want you to kind of think about it. And if you do have something to share, by all means, go ahead. Adam?
I think it's important because, like, when you're writing your own story, first person view, like, gives you how to do a narrative, and third person is fiction.
Well, it doesn't mean it's always fiction, because it can be. Yes, it can be. Not always. Anybody else want to share their thoughts, Jaylen?
The first person gives more details, so you most likely know what happened.